Everybody, and welcome to the fourth installment of our Theater Arendelle cast interview series. Today I will be interviewing the wonderful cast of Everybody, the final show of our 2022-2023 main stage season.
Can I see it?
Yes.
So I said shocking, and Nasim also said shocking. I chose this word because I think that there is so many things in this show that will make you believe one thing is going to happen, and then it won't, and something else will, and you'll never know what's going to happen. It's going to shock you.
I wrote amazing because all these people are such a joy to work with. Every rehearsal has been so much fun. We had so many ideas, so much sharing, so much growth together. It was just a great experience, so yeah.
And I said silly goofy because the show is so hilarious and every single person in this cast is so funny and shines so bright in their roles, and it's been so wonderful to see them be silly goofy. What did you guys say? Yeah, that's so true!
Oh, so many people put
Did you put Kevin?
I thought you said Riz.
Okay, so I said Ritz because I literally have an entire box of Ritz crackers in my bag every single rehearsal. And every time we have a second, like a break, I'll pull the whole box out and just sit there and eat it. And that's how I get through. That's how I stay awake and stay nourished.
I put faith because this show is obviously a massive undertaking, and as cliche as it sounds, it's just important to remember to believe in yourself.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
My quote is, "You guys, my friend is dying, but I made art about it. Come look." Because that's literally what we did with this show. Our friend is dying, but we made art about it, so come look.
Real! Oh, it's so true! Aww.
Real. Nice.
Okay, my favorite character is Stuff because I believe in capitalism, and that's things are very important and essential in your life. Do not trust anyone, just trust in stuff. Yeah, that was so good.
What did y'all say?
You're funny.
You left that blank and been like, eh?
So I wrote hats because hats are snazzy. That's it.
I wrote umbrella, and you will find out why.
If you come to see the show,
March
Gotta come to the show.
See
See the show.
That was great, but we're not done yet. We have some more specific questions for our wonderful cast. Hello, and welcome to the long-form portion of our interview. You are the first person on the hot seat, so I was wondering, as a soon-to-be graduate, what is the biggest lesson you have learned from this rehearsal process that you will take with you to the industry?
I think the biggest lesson that I've learned is to trust my own instincts. Through this rehearsal process, I've been through lots of acting decisions, and they came to me naturally. And I found that when I just did what came to me, it was the best out of all the decisions that I had to make. And I think one of the other things that I will take into the industry is learning a new way of memorizing lines, which actually got me to memorize most of my lines within the span of like an hour and a half, something like that. And it was just really useful. So I'm really looking forward to taking these skills into the industry.
This play is a modern-day adaptation of the ancient play Everyman. What do you think this contemporary play has to offer modern audiences?
Yeah, I think especially in theater school, like, we're introduced to a lot of classical texts just by reading like them in their original form in class. So getting the opportunity to like
study adaptation is something that I personally love to do with classic plays. Like, I love to get to work on things that came from something else as the way of reintroducing classic tales into theater school curriculum and everything. And I think like plays like this are how we can bring restaging and reinterpretation into the community as opposed to just like reinterpreting. I think that it's a really very accessible way to bring like that theater history of the past into like how theater can be now. And I think it's a wonderful method of theater, and I'm really happy that I got to be a part of it.
As a soon-to-be graduate, what is the biggest lesson you have learned from this rehearsal process that you're going to take with you into the industry?
I would say the importance of rest, absolutely, because you never understand how taxing it is that your job is until you're doing it day in, day out, and then you crash. And I'm currently recovering from that crash because, as you know, we have rehearsals all the time, and it's just been making my body, more and more exhausted, and then I'm paying for it now. So I'm now remembering, and I will be remembering, that I need to take breaks and make sure I'm taking care of myself, eating properly, sleeping properly, to the best of my ability during the rehearsal process.
What is unique about this show?
So there are many things that are unique about this show, but you'll have to come see it to find out. But what is unique to me is that I'm doing this show with all my best friends, and we're doing this play that's really cathartic and existential, and that's about life as we graduate and go into our own lives outside of this program.
What themes are meaningful to you in this show?
I think the main theme that's meaningful to me is the fact that humans are so obsessed with finding the meaning of life and like trying to find purpose so much that like they just like forget to live, and they forget to like focus on the things that actually matter. I think it just like shows us like how complex the human mind is, and like how sometimes it's okay to just live life knowing that there might not be a meaning at the end of this, and that might seem scary, but like it's beautiful at the same time.
What has it been like working on multiple roles?
It has been so much fun, and also so ideal, just as this is like my last show of theater school. It's been so fun to be able to be in a show that allows you to dive into multiple characters. And it's been really fun, has been discovering like the different movement styles of these characters, where they kind of like live in my body, and figuring out how to differentiate all of these characters. And I've also had a lot of fun playing around with different voices, and it's just been so much fun to dive into different perspectives and different ideas and concepts, since a lot of these characters aren't even like necessarily people. Some of them are concepts, and so that in itself has also been really fun. And yeah, it's been great. I loved it.
This play is a modern day adaptation of the ancient play Everyman. What do you think this contemporary play has to offer modern audiences?
I think the main thing it has to offer is a reflection of what we continue to ask every day, all the way back to when Everyman was first put on, is what is life? What is the point of life? What's right and wrong? What matters to us? What doesn't matter to us? What's supposed to matter to us? And I feel like this play situates those questions in a very funny way to deal with concepts and feelings and thoughts that are really hard to talk about every day. And though it's been taken out of the religious context of the original play, it's just as thrilling and what's the word? This is a gesture. Like it distances you from the thing so that you can deal with it.
What themes in this play are meaningful to you?
Well, the show is about death. And that's obviously a very challenging theme to confront, and a very challenging theme to think about, but it's really interesting because when you talk about death, you have to also talk about life, and there's lots of beautiful things about life, and those two concepts, death and life, are inherently connected, and you can have really interesting conversations about that and have a really interesting experience when you create a piece of art and work on a piece of art that use those themes.
What is unique about this show?
Well, a lot of things, but I think one of my favorite parts about the show is how it toys with the audience to offer a really unique perspective in life. When you watch it, it's really funny, and there's like a lot of jokes, and it'll make you laugh, but if you really listen to the text, the characters are talking about a lot of really deep and sometimes sad and very existential things. And I think life kind of works like that. We're distracted by so many things and entertainment all the time. But if you really look closely, there's a lot more to be found in the distractions of life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you so much for joining us. That wraps up our interview for today. Everybody runs from March 23rd to April 1st at Theatre Arundel. Tickets can be purchased through the link in our bio, so go run and grab yours and don't miss out on this incredible show.
You're dying, everybody! Starting now!